Hey guys, welcome to another top 10. Let's walk to my top 10 most dumbest moves in Survivor. Here we go. I talked about some of the worst players of Survivor, some of my favorite players and the winners and stuff. I want to talk about some moves, stupid moves at that. I could do a top 10 best moves, but I wanted to talk about the worst moves. These are the moves in Survivor that you just don't understand what they were thinking. And again, these are just what I personally think are the dumbest moves in Survivor. Others might have different opinions. Others might have different rankings for what they consider the dumbest move in Survivor. But for me, these are the 10 dumbest moves in Survivor for me. I will try to ration out what these players were thinking while doing these moves, and I understand why they did them, but nonetheless, they're still stupid moves. So number 10 of the dumbest move in Survivor is Colby bringing Tina to the end in Survivor Australian Outback. Second season of Survivor. Love this season. I actually just rewatched this season just lately. Really good season. I understand why Colby brought Tina to the end. This is when Survivor was very different. Survivor now is very cutthroat. And back then, they didn't watch a lot. This is the second season of Survivor, so they were still getting their footing in this show. And there's a lot of iconic things that haven't happened. There was no idols back then. Like, the game was played so different back then, and there was a lot of honor in the game of Survivor, and it was a lot more of a social game. So Colby brought Tina with him to the end because he genuinely thought Keith did not deserve to go to the final two. And Colby did realize that that was a big risk, and he would probably lose to Tina. He realized that. He's not delusional, and he's just not like, oh, I'll beat her no matter what. But it's still a dumb move, though. Even though he does realize it, it's still a dumb move because because Colby won the final immunity challenge, and Keith is not a very liked guy from the jury. He might have gotten like maybe one vote, but Colby would have destroyed Keith. Like, if Colby would have brought Keith to the end, he would have won the $1 million. But no, he brought Tina, the likablest character, the likablest player on the show. Everyone loved Tina. She was like the mom of Survivor. So yeah, that was a pretty dumb move. Like, I understand it, but it was still a dumb move. Number 9 is Brandon Hance giving up his immunity in Survivor South Pacific. I think this was Final 5. Was it Final 5 or Final 6? Might have been either one of those. Brandon Hance wins individual immunity. And he gives his immunity necklace up, which is something you never do in the game of Survivor. Only one person who's ever done that really well, and that was when Jenna gave her necklace to Heidi in Survivor Amazon. That was a brilliant move. But when you give your necklace up, it's not usually a good idea. And Brandon Hance trusted his alliance so much. He gave his necklace to Albert, and they voted Brandon Hance out. Really stupid of him. Very dumb of him. I have no idea why he did that. The reason it's not like lower on this list is because I think he goes either way. If he won that immunity and didn't give his necklace up, he was going to go the next tribal council anyways. So it's not like it cost him the $1 million. And also, I kind of still do understand why he gave it up, because it was a very good move of coach and stuff to do that to him. But I understand why Brandon did it. It was a stupid move, though. Someone else does that in another season, and I think it's dumber. But nevertheless, don't ever give up your individual immunity for someone, because you will go home for it. Number 8 is Jason thinking a stick is an idol, Survivor Micronesia. It's a fucking stick, to quote Eliza. And you might think Eliza's the dumb one because she played the idol. No, Jason's the idiot. Because Eliza right away knew it was a fake idol. It wasn't a real hidden immunity idol. She only played it because she had no choice to play. Jason is the one that got her to play it, and he got her to play it not to embarrass her. He actually genuinely thought it was a real idol, and he would blindside Ozzy and get him on the jury. Ozzy did get blindsided the next tribal council, but Jason's move was stupid. It didn't make any sense. I don't know how any human being would think a stick is an idol. Pretty stupid. Anyways, NumberSeven is the male tribe going to tribal council even though they won the immunity challenge in Survivor One World. I don't understand this move. And One World is a shitty season anyways, filled with some of the worst and most unlikable players to ever play the game. But it was sorted into male and female tribes, which is nothing new. They've done that a couple times in Survivor. The female tribe is completely dominating the game. The male tribe is filled with idiots. And they're being controlled by Colton, who is an asshole of a player and doesn't even know how to play the game properly. But the male tribe wins individual immunity. And when they win individual immunity, the female tribe is supposed to go to tribal council, but then the male tribe ends up going to tribal council. Even Jeff is baffled to see the male tribe at tribal council instead of the female tribe. And the reason they go to the tribal council is because Colton convinces them to go to tribal council because he thinks this is a strong move and thinks that their numbers will be better if they just pluck off the weak players, which is stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Maybe you could say that's a good move on Colton's game because he wants to play with the females, not the males. But even so, that's stupid when it comes to everyone listening to Colton. The fact they could have just said no, but every male player agrees with it and goes to tribal council and they lose a number. This is a game about strength in numbers, and they actually willingly go to tribal council when they won the challenge. There's nothing the slightest bit that makes that move smart. What a stupid season. Yeah. NumberSix, very underrated dumb move. Eric gives on Andrea the idol he found in Survivor Caramel. In Survivor Caramel, there's a hidden immunity out there, and Eric goes looking for it with everybody, and Eric is the one that finds the idol. Eric finds the idol, and this is a move no one talks about. No one really talks about it, because anytime people talk about Eric, they talk about the next move I'll be talking about after this, but no one mentions this move. This is so stupid. He finds a hidden immunity idol, and he finds the idol right in front of Andrea, and he just gives it to her for no reason. I'm like, what? Like, you found the idol. It's your idol. Even if she knows you have the idol, that's your idol. No, he just hands it to her for no reason. He finds the idol. She's like, oh my God, the idol. And he's like, yeah, here. And that wasn't even a strategic move to build an alliance with her or to make them closer or something like that. Like, he could have maybe go with a little threat, like, I'll give you the idol, but you have to use it in my turns and stuff. But no, he just gives it to her. He literally handed another player power for no reason and no strategic reason. Really stupid. Eric is one of the dumbest players to ever play the game. And speaking of Eric, NumberFive, Eric gives up his immunity necklace in Survivor Micronesia. Micronesia has a lot of stupid moves. This is the stupidest. This is a dumb move. More dumb than Brandon Hance, because Brandon Hance trusted his alliance. Eric has no alliance. He is the only one left. This is a female-dominated season, and I think it's like Final 5. Yeah, it's around the same time as Brandon Hance. Let's just say Final 5. It could be Final 6. I don't know, but let's just say Final 5. He's the last male left in this game. He's the last guy left. He won the immunity necklace. If he goes to the very ending, he has a great shot at winning the game. Very good chance. Very good chance because he didn't piss anybody off. He wins the necklace and he gives it up because Suri and Poverty think of this brilliant plan, which is a very brilliant move on their part, not on his part. They convince him to give his necklace up, and if he gives his necklace up, he can go with them to the end of the game. And for some stupid reason, he believes that, and he thinks it's a good move if he gives his necklace up. It is the dumbest move, one of the dumbest moves in Survivor. I have no idea what he was thinking. That was wow, it's really dumb. It's just, I know a lot of people call it the dumbest move. And I understand a lot of people say this is the single-handedly the dumbest move in Survivor. I think these other moves are just as stupid. They're just not as talked about as much, but I see where you're driving at. Number 4. This is another one, very underrated dumb move. Number 4 is Lex votes out Jerry instead of Amber, Survivor All-Stars. I know a lot of people are thinking, like, no, this is not a dumb move. This is not a dumb move. This is supposed to be, it's a strategic move gone bad. Because he believed in Boston Rob, and he thought he would have the numbers and the merge. That was very naive of Lex. Lex in Survivor Africa played a great game. He did the lying and the devious manipulation. He played the game so spectacularly well in Africa. And if he went to the final 2, he would have won the game. He did a great job, Lex. The fact that he believed Boston Rob makes him very naive and very dumb. If he would have voted Amber out and kept Jerry in the game, they would have had the numbers to take over the game. They would have had the numbers. It could have been like maybe a tie game or something, but they could have done it. He got rid of Jerry because he believed Boston Rob. And that was dumb. You don't believe Boston Rob. Boston Rob's a great player. He's a great liar, though. Don't believe it. Lex basically jeopardized his entire game off the word of Boston Rob, which is silly. And I think that's one of the dumbest moves. I really genuinely think it's a stupid move on Lex's behalf. Number 3 is JT gives his idol to Russell. Survivor Heroes versus Villains. This is very stupid. I will say this. On JT's defense, if JT was right and Russell was on the bottom, it's a brilliant move. I understand that. It's a brilliant move. What JT was thinking is very smart. If he gave the idol to Russell and blindsided Poverty and he came over to their side, they would have had the numbers, they would have taken over the game, and JT probably would have won the game. I'm telling you, he would have been a 2-time winner, one of the best players to ever play the game. But because he misjudged the situation, it ended up being the dumbest move ever. There is a very clear, there is a line, little gray area of good move and bad move. A good move can turn into a bad move really quickly. I respect JT for doing it, actually. I understand why he did it. He needed the numbers and he tried. But because Russell was dominating the game and he wasn't on the bottom, he was actually on the top of his alliance, it ended up being the dumbest move for JT. Russell took the idol, gave it to Poverty, and they voted JT out in the tribal council when they merged. So it actually fucked JT's game up and made him lose the game. So one of the dumbest moves ever, but it's a dumb move that I understand. However, number 2, I don't understand. Tyson voting Poverty, Heroes versus Villains. This I don't understand. This is a stupid move that I don't understand. All of these choices these players made throughout the game, I kind of somewhat in a way understand where they're coming at. Even though they're all stupid moves, I understand where they're coming at. Even a little bit. My number 1, number 2, I don't understand why these players do these things. I don't get it. Tyson voted Poverty. Boston Rob's alliance, which Tyson was in, they had the numbers. It was just Russell, Poverty, and Danielle. 3 of them against a shit ton of members of the tribe. All Tyson had to do was follow Rob's rule and vote Russell. And Russell would have played his idol for Poverty. The votes would have went to a revote, and Russell would have went home. But because Russell is a very good sweet talker, he convinced Tyson to vote Poverty. And when Russell gave his idol to Poverty, the majority votes were for Poverty, and then the 3 votes for Rob. Oh, no, sorry. The 3 votes for Tyson were the majority for the 2 for Russell. So Tyson went home. I don't know why Tyson believed Russell. All he had to do was vote Russell's name. That's it. Ridiculous. And Tyson's a great player. Him in Blood vs. Water, one of my favorite winners. Not the dumbest move, though. James going home with 2 idols in his pocket in Survivor China is the stupidest move ever. I don't know what he was thinking. I love James as a player. I think he's a very likable player. Why he went home? Why didn't he not play his idols? This was near the ending of the game, and he had 2 idols. There's been many players who've gone home with idols in their pocket, and that's fine. 1 idol I'm okay with because you don't know how the votes are going to go, and you don't want to misplay your idol. You don't want to play an idol and you get no votes, and then it's a waste of an idol play. I understand that. But James had 2. If he played an idol and he got no votes, he still has a second idol just in case. Like, if you waste an idol, you waste an idol, but you got your second idol just in case. Dumbest move ever. So yeah, that was my top 10 personal dumbest moves in Survivor. In the comment section below, please tell me, did you agree with this top 10 list? If not, give me your guys' top 10 opinions of what you think are the dumbest moves in all of Survivor. Comment below, let me know. And as always, for this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.